Welcome back. So we're picking up. You guys have just wrapped up your meeting with Kioriyn, a boss in the Kalibayah family of some kind. Though it sounds like he's not top boss, just a boss. You come to a sort of deal, and also robbed him.
Yeah. The deal was a lie.
We were multitasking.
So, as you guys are left on the street by Kioriyn and Lauren spiders down to the party and drops down on somebody's shoulder.
Oh, I'm going to do it to Noelle because I know how much Noelle loves me.
Oh my god. Yep.
And then you get the little arms up in the air.
Good work, Spider Lauren.
You'll see a curtsy, however Spider curtsies.
How long of a walk is it to the Presidium from here?
Probably about an hour.
That is a lot of our free time we're using to do this.
Here, I'll just go to a shady hotel and go count my spoils.
Yeah, let's find somewhere that's a little bit nearer to here that we could just quick duck in for a little while.
You can do it at the shop that I'm buying my new outfit at. As Patty in full body medieval outfit to see if there's anything that's even slightly. Ooh, maybe I could dress up as a girl. That'd be fun.
Go for it. So we can find a place. DM.
I mean, yeah. Do you guys want to do this at a clothing store, or do you think we wanted to get a room somewhere?
I'm gonna do my thing in a room.
Yeah, we'll just.
I don't want people seeing what they.
I'll eat all over there. I'll go clothes shopping while you do.
We'll get a quick motel room next to a clothing store.
Okay.
Like a cheap hotel, like cheap.
So Burberry is, I think, with your familiarity with the Temple Viridia in its district, you have a decent sense of how this area of town is kind of laid out. Temple Street is sort of the main thoroughfare, and there's lots of businesses and hospitality centric hotels and inns and the like on that street that cater to travelers coming to Freeport. So there's plenty to choose from. It's just kind of your pick on how schmaltzy you want to get with it. Although the fanciest stuff is definitely downtown versus up here.
No. So I want something that's more travel inclined because the plan is to, if I need it, to be able to yeet into it pretty much anywhere.
Sure. Okay. So I will say that a modest room around here. Gold piece.
Done.
It'll probably be something like seer-ish. I feel like Barry's designed enough of their clothes that he's just like, these are my measurements. Like,
sure. Oh, clothes. That's right. You're buying clothes. So clothing, travel clothes will run you 2 gold.
all right, I'll go ahead and pay 3, and I'll make them nice travel clothes.
Okay. Cool.
Since I am doing like a full body thing, and not. Like...
Yeah. So what is Burberry dressing like now? You got something new.
I'm thinking he does something that's like really layered. So I'm thinking like seer gypsy with the full head. Like,
interesting.
That's cool.
I'll come up with a design for it whenever my tablet comes in.
Yes. Now you have something to draw on your new tablet.
Cool. All right. In the meantime, Lauren, investigating your ill-gotten goods.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So you took a chunk of gold out of a safe along with some documentation and a ledger. So I'll say in total, what you got coin-wise, you have 800 copper, 7,000 silver, 2,300 gold,
Oh my god.
and 110 platinum.
Oh my
It's a good haul.
Okay.
It's a fat safe.
All right.
And I'll put that in general check.
Okay, thank you. That's a fat hole. Holy shit.
Are we all there for this, or is Lauren doing this privately?
That's up to y'all.
I had intended to go, but if she wants to be alone, that's fine too.
You can come with me.
Okay, cool.
Should I have robbed him? I felt like since I was going, I should have.
That is going to make things go quicker, but I think it was going to happen anyway.
Well, it's not like if I took the files, they would know they were robbed anyways.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he might not have like noticed if a few pieces of paper were missing, but yeah. I mean, it was going to happen regardless.
You left me alone. This is what happens. I had Noelle speaking good thoughts into my mind.
That's what I do.
Hypothetically, I'm just borrowing all of this, right? So
Yeah. So what do we get for documents?
DM, what did I get for documents?
Well, there's the ledger, and I'll add that to your haul. So, ledger from Ozzy's. There is a folder that, opening it, you see contains a pretty official-looking certificate, and then a number of smaller banknotes. It looks like, and it looks like it looks like the account information for an account with the Capitoline Gate Exchange, and these look to be notes from that bank, referred to as junctions. And looking over them, it looks like you took about 2,000 gold pieces worth of junctions in this folder.
Oh, is that like paper money?
Yeah.
Oh. Is this like
Scary is that we stole about how much she was asking.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
You would see that another folder contains looks like real estate documents, land deeds and the like to some property on the north side of Freeport near the edge of town. These appear to be in Kioriyn's name. And you would see that his full name here is Kioriyn. Damn, where is he? Anna Kalibayah.
That's a name.
That is a name. That is a Goliath name.
Can you just post that in the chat?
The third folder here This is not so much a folder as it is it's just kind of a small pile of loose documents. These do not look to be official notes or documents of any kind. These look to be personal notes. You would assume that these were written by Kioriyn.
Okay.
You would see one page has like a list of names and like gold piece amounts next to them. It looks like a list of debts. Another one has another list of names, gold piece numbers next to them, as well as dates of payment, payment due, which looks like these look to be recurring. And there's a third page in here, which you would see has an address and a date.
What's the date?
The date was the 27th, so this was last week. And the address appears to be a building somewhere in the Iron Wharf district of Freeport. Unclear from here what it is exactly. You just have the street and the building number, basically. And that's it.
And that was dated the 27th?
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, what was the day that I met with Amelia?
That would have been a while ago. Timeline. Yep, I gotta go back in my notes.
It was at least like 5 or 6 days ago at this point, I think. Maybe more.
The 23rd, I believe.
Okay.
If I'm mistaken. '23rd or 24th. It was one of those 2 days.
Okay. Before the 27th, though, it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was a few days before that.
Sure. Okay. I will write down some of this information into my own personal journal. Well, we could take this to the CDI.
Yeah. Oh, can I check the ledger? I want to see if I can find anything out in that.
Anything in the ledger?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me an investigation check.
That is a 15.
15. I would say.
Hey, Barnaby, you want to help me? Actually, Barnaby, do you want me to help you?
At a
Sure, why
glance.
not?
Oh, cool. Never mind. Screw my 15. I'm helping. I need to stop rolling all these
You
dumb.
already rolled. Barney, if you would like to roll somebody else's assistance, go for it.
I'll help you, Barnaby.
Well, Lauren's already puzzling over this.
All right, I got a 15.
What was the bonus again?
Investigation?
Investigation, thank you. I'm kind of okay at that.
You're
16.
16.
That's with advantage, right?
The
Yeah.
three of you are putting your heads
Yeah.
together and poring over this ledger.
Guys, we suck.
I wish I was smart.
Same.
It's not so much that it's difficult to understand as it is. It's just like it's boring and repetitive, and there's a lot of it, and your eyes just kind of glaze over. It's just like, ugh. this sucks, you know. And the more you look, the harder it gets to focus. It's nothing's jumping out at you necessarily.
Okay.
Lots of deliveries of goods, primarily food, and lots of
Two.
Excuse me.
Just two.
Lots of deposits, you know, from the day's business being made into the account.
Yeah.
Let's say at the end of the ledger with a 16, you would easily put together that the amount of gold listed in the ledger matches up semi-closely with the gold that you took out of the safe. It definitely looks like there's a few hundred missing.
For like the day's haul, or for like
For just what's recorded as what's supposed to be in the
okay.
safe.
Since this ledger was started.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know how useful this is going to be for the CDI, but some of this could have good information, and we have an address we can look into. And this should not be on our tail right now, since I asked them to not follow us for the rest of the day. So until he goes up to his office, I think we might be in the clear. But we should move quick.
All right, let's go to this address. That actually, you should probably give me an hour so I can attempt to sneak.
Oh, we should go to the CDI first.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay.
So I'll keep my eyes peeled as we walk. I did say I was going to be looking for peeps following us.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I will do the same.
That's pretty good. 19 total.
19.
16.
Okay. You don't notice any tails on the street, and there are no birds or other city animals about you that strike you as immediately suspicious.
Okay. I like your outfit, Burberry. Oh, you're muted. Cat, you're muted.
Right. I muted it because my cat was making a lot of noise.
Oh,
My bad.
all
Okay.
good.
I said Burberry. Who's this Burberry? But anyway, in all seriousness, Burberry's probably still wearing regular Burberry, guys. He'll switch over.
Gotcha.
tomorrow.
Well, I like your outfit normally.
Oh, thanks. Hold on. Let me see who's on top right now.
So, you guys walk for about half an hour and get to the CDI and head back in. The orc receptionist seems surprised. You're back. I wasn't expecting to see you again today.
Hi, could we talk to Ciro again?
Sure. Go on back. He's still in there. Yeah, you guys walk back there. You can hear his voice semi-elevated as you approach his office. The conversation is just kind of barely able to make out through the door. It's like, no, I understand. I'm just asking if you could just look into it. Okay, that's all I'm asking for. I got a tip, and it could turn into something. So just run it through the system, see what we get. I've got to go. I got someone at the office. Okay. Yes. Goodbye. And you hear him stand up from his desk and make his way over to the door. Oh. Hello again.
Hi, can we talk?
Light is out. Come on in. And as he closes the door behind you, you will see him again incanting a few spells, kind of glancing around the room. I assume this is about the business we spoke about a couple. Checks the clock. Not even an hour ago. A little more than an hour ago.
Yeah. So we stole some stuff.
We hypothetically borrowed some things.
It might be kind of small potatoes, but it's something, maybe.
What is it?
Lauren can show him the
Yeah, I'll
papes.
show him.
Here are the things that we absolutely did not borrow.
So, are you going to hand him the actual documents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He will take hold of them and start flipping through them. Okay. Do you recognize this Kioriyn? We'll start paging through the ledger. That's interesting.
The ledger?
This is good. This is good. I will definitely have to look at that more closely later, but thank you for that. This address, the oddball here. Do you know anything about it?
Nope.
We were going to ask you if you knew where that was.
Well, it looks like it's in the Iron Wharf. Judging from the street, I would assume it is a warehouse of some kind. But I'm not familiar with the exact location now. But he'll take the page and set that over the ledger. Well, that's not nothing.
No, yeah, we're not 100% sure on this address, but we figured we'd go check it out. We had a bit of a conversation with this Kioriyn and got him off our backs for a day. But he's going to be pissed when he finds out he doesn't have these documents anymore, so we're on a little bit of a clock.
Do you have a plan for after that?
No.
It's
Do you
funny
have a
how you think
plan?
people have plans.
Yeah,
Do you
we
have a
don't.
plan for what to do before that time runs out?
No.
Well, you said you wanted these documents. We got them.
I do have them. Thank you.
I guess, could we make a copy and put it back?
We'd have to put back everything then.
Oh.
No, we would only have to put
documents.
back the documents for his purposes. The other things that we
Getting
saw.
required.
Hypothetically.
Oh, there's no hypothetical. We saw them. We very much saw them.
Allegedly.
I didn't say we did anything with them. I said we saw them. There's no like.
Who is this we?
I'm using the royal we.
Well, if you intend to put these back before he finds out they're missing, that could get you out of jail.
Out of jail? Are you going to arrest us, good sir?
Metaphorically speaking.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, we're going to jail for doing
He
this.
asked us to do it.
I'm not talking about myself. I am talking about this Kioriyn fellow that you have negotiated a ceasefire with for the time being. If you are planning to make any more use of that relationship, you probably should put these back.
I mean, it's only a relationship that's good till tomorrow because I lied about making a deal with him, and I said there's a show of good faith, leave us alone for a day. But the moment I don't show up for a meeting tomorrow, he's gonna know what's going on.
And even if we did show up for the meeting tomorrow, he'd probably be pretty pissed.
If this was still missing, yes. I'm not sure what I can do for you at this juncture as far as all that goes, but this is good, and I appreciate you bringing it to me. Not that this conversation ever happened or that you were ever here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Please don't keep in mind in this conversation that didn't happen. If we get jumped tomorrow, it was definitely self-defense.
I would expect as much at this point.
We've already been drunk once. It's bound to happen again.
Well,
You don't look any worse for wear.
Oh, we scared the shit out of them. They ran. It was kind of funny. They didn't like my stink.
all right.
He fucking furrows his brow at that.
Okay, here's what I would say we should probably do. We should go investigate this address, obviously. And depending on what we find there, we can make a call on whether or not we feel it's justified to put these things back to get them off our butts for another day.
Okay, I'm down. I need to take a break for like another 30-ish minutes, maybe. How long did it take us to walk here?
It's like a half
I mean, it
hour.
would have been a half-hour walk. That's not a short rest.
Oh, okay. I need to take like an hour break before we go do that. If you want me to do what I was doing.
Yeah, we've got. I think we're not in that big of a hurry, but
I mean, it wasn't me who hypothetically did this stuff.
Look, I don't even know the details. It's fine.
I was gonna keep
To
saying.
clarify, are you planning to come back for these to put them back?
how about this?
Potentially.
We need to take an hour anyway. So you could spend a little time copying those, and then we'll take them, and if we feel like we don't need them, we'll bring them right back. But you can get like the broad strokes here. You've got an hour.
The ledger is the primary document I'm interested in here, and I will not be copying. He will open his door at this point, and he will call down the hall, Stone, if you would. Or
Ooh, are you going to use the copying spell?
you hear the orc receptionist down the hall. So, yes, sir. Could you start copying this for me, please? Yes, sir. And he just hands the ledger to the orc, who takes it back to his desk. Well, you have until he's finished. Or
He has an hour.
Whatever you're doing.
We'll go be in the lobby.
Okay.
Thank you for
So you
your
guys
time.
go vibe. Yes. So, short rest in here.
Yes.
Lauren's going to get her wild shapes back. And the plan is to go to this warehouse.
We're going to send in our Lauren again to do some investigating.
Can I get, while we're doing this hour of rest, can I get a solid look at these, the papers that are worth money?
The junctions.
Yes.
Yes. So these are, as I said, these are banknotes from the Capitoline Gate Exchange. And Burberry, as a world traveler, you would have some familiarity with this institution. They do have a branch in Freeport as well, that you guys have passed on a handful of occasions. The Gate Exchange is a bank that facilitates interplanar trade. It is primarily used by merchant vessels departing Vergos from the capital in Endicard. It's primarily like an insurance thing, so that they're not carrying liquid cash with them out into the Astral Sea.
Yeah.
It's basically like here's
An IOU.
take our gold. We'll give you, or we'll take your gold. We'll give you a note saying this is what you have with us, and we'll make record of it that says like this account has this much, and it is acquirable at any given Gate Exchange branch across Vergos or out in the Astral Sea, because there are a handful that are said to be established out there as well. If the notes are lost, there is a fee required to fully process a withdrawal in spite of that loss. But The notes on their own are adequate, currency. You can trade them, you can withdraw from them. Like it's like a check, basically. You can just give somebody, here's
Okay.
500.
Because
They-
Cat can never let stuff like this lie. So
Sure.
if you lose your note, you're like, hey, I'm this person, I have this note. They'll give you the money for the note still, but like take a 25% fee off of the top or something.
It's usually a 10% fee.
Only 10?
It's 10, and that's assuming that the note hasn't been used to cash out already.
Gotcha. So if the note is found by someone else later, they can't cash it out because it's already been accounted for if this person theoretically makes withdrawal?
Yep.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to hella freaking difficult, how hard would it be to make a semi-passable copy of this thing?
That's a question. Do you have proficiency with a forger's kit?
I'm just asking because, artists could theoretically draw a banknote and, it'll look kind of like a banknote from from a passing glance, but not.
Right.
So I don't mean, I want to be able to, make another one and be like, hey, I'm going to check this in. I mean, well, that's a lot of, I'm sorry. I mean, I saw it for half a second. It looks about right.
Got it. Okay. The note itself is, it's relatively elaborate. You could probably attempt a passing glance forgery. I think you would definitely know this is not something you could just whip out, quickly.
No,
it would be significant work to try and make an actual forgery to try and withdraw with.
Okay, and how much is each of these notes worth?
Or
is it a range?
Each note is worth 100 gold pieces, and there are 20 of them.
I have a weird idea.
What's up?
Why don't we put one of these back and then stack it on top of regular sheets?
Well, it would depend how it was sitting in the safe, I suppose.
Alright.
Was it sitting on like that, or they kind of scrambled all over the place?
It would have, all of the files and papers were flat under the coin. The coin was sitting on top of them. And these were in a folder with a certificate, denoting this guy has this account, and this is his information,
That could work.
Although there's still the money thing. I thought if we were thinking gold bars, we might be able to buy another
Well,
bar.
technically it was in a bag, so if we just stuff it with rocks or something, it will look semi the same until he picks it up.
I like it.
I think
Some scrap metal so that it makes clanging noises.
I'm not sure if we're gaining much. Well, I don't know.
Pie. Gaining pie.
I will say, I do like the notes idea, because that's a pretty hard thing for him to notice. If we just had a real one on top and just a stack of identical papers, he probably doesn't check that pile very much. But I think to make that work, we would probably have to actually put back the gold. So we sort of have to
outside of the bag. Theoretically, we could fill the bag with copper coins.
That's true.
We'll have the same clink and the same sound. And act the same way. It would just be a lot less money.
That's true. I think depending on what we find at
Gold
this,
coins on top.
depending on what we find at this warehouse, let's figure out how much we can figure out how much we want to scam this guy. If it seems like we're gonna need more time, then I am in favor of putting back what we stole. If it seems like we can do something actionable with this information, then there's no reason to give it back, because they're going to be pissed at us no matter what.
Well, theoretically, if they don't realize that it's missing for several days, it might not have been us that robbed them.
Well, as of tomorrow evening, they won't be seeing me for their meeting unless I want to hand over 7,500 gold.
I mean, you could just say you changed your mind and you'd rather not, thanks.
I have a feeling he wouldn't like that very much.
But why not?
He seemed very intense and very much like, okay, if you shake my hand, we're doing this. I don't know. I just
I didn't get that vibe.
okay. Well, you were deep in that pizza.
Oh, so good. I rolled like in retro whatever. I rolled a 2, so yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Long live deep dish pizza.
I genuinely though, out of character, I don't think we can make a judgment call on what we should or should not give back until we investigate. So
the only reason that I was saying we should do it like sooner rather than later was legitimately because my brain went, he's probably going to deposit the money that he got from the cafe today
yeah.
at end of day. So I was like, we should get on top of that and do it before end of day. So that way, if he does catch it, he doesn't try to like attack us in our sleep. Like,
Yeah, well, I think the whole plan was to go to the warehouse first and then make that judgment call.
It depends what time it is too.
Yeah.
It's like 2:00.
Oh, we got time.
Yeah, you guys met him. Well, you went to the CDI first, and then you went to meet him. So you met him at like 1, and then you went to the CDI. So like, got there at like 1:30. So mid rest probably 2. So like 2:30, you guys would be ready to go check out the warehouse.
Yeah, he's not depositing anything until at least a few hours from now.
Yeah.
So let's just go investigate real quick and then see what we can learn.
Okay. So at the end of the hour, then, are you going to leave the ledger with the CDI then for now?
I think we're gonna take all the documents.
Okay.
And I will tell him that, you know, I copied some stuff too, so even if we somehow, for some reason, cannot bring any of this stuff back, there's still a little bit more information he can copy for me too.
Okay. I will say the orc definitely would say, like, if you can at least give me another hour with the ledger before you guys take it, whatever you're doing. I should be done by then. There's definitely some stuff in here. I don't know, he'll kind of turn it around and point to like a couple of lines, like these. So these here. You see there's that discrepancy up here, the 3 lines up, right, with the total.
Yep.
So there's a handful of these on every page, and he just starts trying to explain this. Like, and I think that means that Dotamane's interested in It's like, okay.
If
So
you add up the totals, it's an alphanumeric code.
it's a cipher. But yeah, he's trying to make record of those weird discrepancies. More than just copying it one to one.
It's like an hour to get back here, man. If we need it in a hurry.
I will say the Iron Wharf is not as far from the CDI office as the Aussies was.
Oh, so it's like less than a half hour walk?
Oh yeah. It's gonna be like 15 minutes from here.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. So heading to the Iron Wharf, to the address that you uncovered, you will find yourself on a fairly quiet street for this part of town. There's lots of, there's factories and, storage facilities all over the place in this neighborhood. This street is relatively quiet by comparison to most. And the facility in question looks to be a very large, probably like 3-story tall warehouse with probably like a 10-foot tall barbed wire fence wrapping around it. There's a handful of shipping crates and barrels and stuff kind of out in the yard around this facility. But for the most part, this property looks pretty deserted and empty at a glance. There's windows set high up in the wall, about level with the third story, but the bottom 2 stories levels worth of wall are it's just blank brick. There's some like graffiti scrawl on it. Nothing super interesting at a glance from the outside here.
Nobody walking around nearby.
I'll say give me a perception check.
Oh, it was almost good, and then it flipped over. 10 total.
10. I mean, looking up and down the street, there's a couple people here and there, but nobody immediately visible right here at this property.
Okay. Well, worth a look at least, right? Go, spider. Hey,
All
yeah.
right. Yep. Spider Lord is
Alright.
back.
I think we'll
So-
probably meander like a block down and just kind of stay out of the area a little
Okay.
bit while she does this.
Sure. So Lauren shrinks down and begins to scuttle across the gravel under the fence and into the yard. The rest of the party sort of meandering. Lauren, what are you planning to do here? What's your play?
I'm gonna go look for more offices or see what's going on in here.
Okay.
Just see what's up with this warehouse or see if there's shady shit in crates and shit like that.
Sure. I guess where do you want to start then? Do you want to look at the interior? Do you want to look at the crates?
I'll look at crates, I guess, first.
Okay. I'll say give me an investigation check.
Yay. 7.
7. Okay. First crate you crawl into, you look inside. It's an empty crate. Next one you go over, you look inside. Also empty.
If I crawl around inside of it, is it empty?
Yeah, there's nothing in here. There's no invisible shit that you crawl up or onto,
Okay.
right? If that's what you're asking about.
Yep.
It genuinely looks to be like an empty crate. And I'd say continuing onward, looking around, a handful of these crates in this one pile. Pretty much all of them are empty. There's some that have some garbage that looks like it's been thrown in. Like the lid was just kind of somebody dropped cigarette butts, an old can, some chicken bones. Nothing in these crates.
All right, then I guess I'll go look for offices.
Okay.
That one.
You forget where you are and wander out of the facility now. Heading inside, this facility has a big,
Wait,
heavy.
was I looking at crates outside?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to. I was just going to go inside it. That's fine. Just to put me
So-
inside, coach.
Cool. Going inside. There's a big sliding door, and there's a side emergency exit door next to it. I mean, you're able to crawl under either one, no issues. Stepping inside, you can see that this warehouse has very wide open. It's like one giant room, right? There is a metal catwalk frame girder kind of circling up near the windows, and you can see that there are a handful of sort of metal rooms that are sort of suspended on pillars, up at that level. But the floor of the warehouse is almost completely clear except for the support columns along the roof, the catwalk.
Does this place look abandoned?
It kind of does. There's a lot of cobwebs in the corners. There's not a lot of crates here. You're looking around at the exterior. There wasn't much outside. You're looking inside, and for a warehouse this big, it feels pretty empty. There's maybe like 3 crates high worth of cargo, containers in here. But there's not many piles of them. They're in the corners, and there's a handful kind of strewn about along the edges of this warehouse room. But aside from that,
I'll go check the metal rooms upstairs.
okay. So crawling up and looking around, these look to be offices of a kind. Like there's windows that kind of look out into the warehouse. First one you peek into, there's an old desk, chair, some filing cabinets, like a collapsed shelf, cobwebs kind of strewn everywhere. Like this room does not look like it's been used in ages.
Okay.
Moving on to the second one, looks like a break room of some kind. There's a big table. There's counter space. There's a pantry with like some old moldy food just kind of overgrown on the shelves. This carpet of like green fuzz. It's kind of like whatever it was is cannot see, can't tell anymore. It's just old now.
Okay.
A couple of rats just kind of skittered about in this room. I'd say even with a nat 1, what you would see in the next room strikes you as odd in light of this heretofore abandoned warehouse vibe you're picking up. This room has a relatively clean-looking table and several chairs, all of which look to be in much better condition than the furniture you saw in the previous 2 rooms. You don't see bloodstains, but you do see footprints in the dust.
Do they head to a secret door?
I'll say with a 1, you can't tell necessarily because it's just kind of a clusterfuck of foot traffic here. But it's significantly more foot traffic than you've seen in either of the previous 2 rooms. They just had a nice even coat of dust and like little rat feet prints kind of skittering through.
Could I check the 4th room real quick and see if it's abandoned as well?
Yeah, more the same.
All right, I'll go back to the other room.
Cool. So room number 3, desk and like not a desk, excuse me, a table and like 6 chairs.
Is that it?
There's some like filing cabinets that have been pushed against the wall and just kind of stacked up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all that's in here.
Can I go ahead and investigate this room or investigate the filing cabinets?
Yeah, I'll give you another investigation check.
Hey, a natural 20.
Oh, cool. So the filing cabinets themselves are old, unused, bent, shitty pieces of furniture. Nothing in there necessarily. I will say, as you are kind of like clambering around the room, though, just inspecting every nook and cranny, you will notice and start to see there's like what are they called? Rings on the table from condensation.
Like the mildew ones?
They look relatively recent.
Someone didn't use a coaster.
Yeah. Multiple people
The
did not.
nerve in this abandoned-looking warehouse.
Yeah. And you said it was an unnatural 20?
Mm-hmm. So I had a 19 plus 1.
Okay.
So literally, it's the second highest roll I can get.
I'll say there is a trash can in a corner that you peek into, and you can see that there looks to be a discarded handkerchief. And as you kind of clamber down to look at it, you can see that it's wrapped around like a big dead rat. It looks like someone found it and picked it up and threw it away. But on the handkerchief, you can see that there is a monogram.
Is it Amelia?
It's a big C.
Got it. Okay. So there's nothing else in this room? Well, is there anything else in the warehouse?
I mean, you don't take the time to start poking around, looking in crates and stuff. And again, it is. This place looks abandoned, except for that one room.
Sure, I'll torture you. Yeah, I'll I'll do it. What'd I find you?
Empty crates, empty barrels, rats,
Literally nothing
rat
else.
poop.
Cool. Okay,
This is a sketchy abandoned building that looks to have been recently used for whatever reason.
and then I'll go back out, find everybody, and tell them that this is where they have meetings with Amelia. I found a handkerchief in there with a big C.
That's really good to know. Damn. Okay. That does make me think perhaps we should give some of the stuff back, but I don't know. The problem is it's like we don't know if they're going to be meeting in within the next day, so we could give it all back and it didn't even matter. Or they could meet the next hour and we wouldn't have had to have given it back at all. But this is a very useful thing to have. We should probably get out of here, though.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
We'll start walking back toward the CDI at this point.
Okay.
Great.
So, heading back to the CDI after your, say, probably half hour to get this place to turn over. You get back there, so total of probably about an hour since you were last here. It's like 30:30.
Yep.
You guys walk back in. You find the receptionist is still hard at work copying that ledger. And welcome back.
Did you get done?
Just about 5 more minutes here. I got a couple more pages.
Okay. Do you guys have just like a little like a like a meeting room we could go take for 10 minutes?
Do you want me to grab Agent Dotamane?
No, we just need to talk privately for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a place where you guys have meetings. You could just.
He'll look down the hallway on the right side and kind of point. Second door on the right there. And yeah, there's a little board table, chairs, big like chalkboard, some chalk.
Okay.
I'm gonna start just drawing profane things on the top.
I'm gonna sit down in the chair in the end and then do a spin, because it definitely spins.
They always spin.
I'm drawing dicks on the chalkboard.
Okay, Chester.
You're the one that said there was chalkboard.
Okay. We have good information. I don't feel like I should solely be making a decision here. So, what do you guys want to do?
I feel like to attempt to keep so that they don't know we know where their meeting is. So I feel like Jacob's dice roll fucks with them. technically, without metagaming, I feel like we should put everything back.
We have it's 3:30. It's like a 15-minute walk over there. We have probably until sometime in the evening before that safe gets checked.
Yeah.
We could go scout the warehouse for a little while longer. I know we just came back here, but we could go just stealthily go there and watch. And if something big happens, we could make a move. It's obviously a little weird because we don't have like a good cutoff time for exactly when we need to go dump all this stuff back. But I would agree with Lauren that I think the safest option would be to put all the stuff back and just bide our time until tomorrow and see if if Amelia shows up in any context.
If they don't, I'm gonna go back and see.
I will say we do have a pretty easy way to get to rob again. We know where the room is, where the safe is, and if everything gets put back as it was, then they don't actually have any reason to suspect anything at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So
should we just go back and scout it out?
You're muted, Cat.
I mean that sounds like a solid plan. I mean, if we do put everything back, then theoretically we could head back. I am down for that sickness. If you'd like, I could even cast silence on the room since we know where it is to avoid any more loud.
I think that would make the chimey thing not work, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we determined that it wouldn't work inside silence bubble.
Oh, I meant for whenever she broke into the desk again, assuming the desk is intact and not just perma-busted now. Nah, just bring me along in the bag of holding and I'll pass menting on it.
That's probably a good idea.
That actually could work.
Yeah, but she'd have to get in and out in 10 minutes.
I can do that.
She could do
I know
that.
exactly where the things at. I can get through the window. I left it cracked when I left.
Are we going to heist and then unheist in one session?
Take the vaccine.
I don't know. To be honest, John's not really a big fan of giving out that much gold.
Giving
And,
out that much gold?
You mean giving back that much gold?
Yeah, I guess that would be the better term.
I mean, if we want, we could just fill it up with copper.
Okay, it just depends what our intentions are. How much time are we buying by doing each of these activities? I think putting everything back as it was buys us until tomorrow afternoon.
See, even if we put it back everything as it was, well, I guess we still do have the information of where they're meeting, but we know she's not going to be able to meet there for a while.
We have no idea the next time she's going to be there.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I really am willing to go with the group on this one. I'm probably on team put the stuff back, but we can get more information first before we make a decision. Or if I'm outvoted and you guys all want to keep it, that's fine by me.
I can go 50-50, honestly.
I mean, I'm for putting it back, if only because that'd be hilarious. Yes, thank you.
John is anti putting it back.
Well, are we gonna get it in the long run if we put it back, or if we put it back, we're not ever getting it back?
I mean, I can.
It would be fairly trivial to retrieve it again, it seems like.
If we're
You can
gonna
always
get
put it all into a bid box, put it in their front door with someone else's name on it. Like, sorry, we are bringing this back now.
And I I do an arcane check on what happened on the safe with the light when I used the chime of opening.
Sure.
Or ask Burberry about it. Burberry, you like magic. Help me figure what this out is. And I'll explain what I saw to Burberry and see if that was like an arcane lock or something that got dispelled or some shit. Because they'll definitely notice that that's gone.
That's true.
Well, I'll also roll our Arcana for this.
Yep.
But Cat's brain goes, if it was an arcane lock, you might have needed to roll to get it. If it was a good arcane lock, you might have needed to roll to get it open. If it was a shitty arcane lock, then that's rough. That is a 15 on Arcana.
15. So I'll say the phenomenon she's describing does not sound like anything you've necessarily seen before, but you can theorize. Arcane lock feels like a sound theory.
Is Lauren helping me on this?
Yes. Well, I'm asking you.
Can I roll?
You know some magic, so I'm trying to spitball with you about what it might have been.
Sure.
Just to see if I get higher than a 10. Yes, that is a 24.
Oh.
Yay! Advantage.
Yes, it does.
So, arcane lock gets brought up as a theory, and we'll say, Burberry, that you would recall some discussions from your more arcanely inclined classmates back in the seminary. The way arcane lock works is that if it is not directly dispelled by something like dispel magic, in most cases, it is merely suppressed. So that was an arcane lock. Based on what you know about the chime, the lock is probably still in place. It was probably just disrupted by the chime. And the safe was opened.
I will say, to get this money back, we're gonna have to use four chimes from this thing to get it back. I would like to point that out real quick.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because I closed the safe when I left.
Right.
So I'd have to use it again to open it, and then...
More?
Well, no, I'd have to use it another 2 times.
Yeah, 2 more times.
2 more times, sorry.
Well, didn't you say you broke the lock open with your sickle?
On the desk.
On the desk, not the safe.
The safe
So
was
we have to
chimed.
do one more time?
Twice, because I have to open
If you
it
want
again.
to put it back and then take it again later, it'll be 2 more times.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I was just in the taking the back part. I didn't do the
Right.
re-stealing it later. That was a...
Okay, I mean, it's worth noting, the only reason we would bring it back is if we could be 100% sure that it would be undetected that we took it. If there's any chance that he's going to notice anyway, it's not even worth it. So if the desk lock is broken, then there is no point in us bringing it back, unless we want to drag Burberry along and have him mend it.
What happens if he mysteriously dies in the middle of the night?
It'd be really convenient.
I mean, we do have a list of all of his properties.
Is a snap neck a normal cause of death?
I guess he could have fallen onto the wrong side of the bed. Oh wait, are we really discussing this?
Yes. Yes.
It's not going to get easier from here.
It never is it?
It's weird how it gets more complicated. Yes, I think if we feel confident we can do it, or I guess we can undo it without being spotted, without having this come back to bite us anyway, it may be advisable for us to undo what we did. If not, then there's no point and it's not worth it. I would say the snapping his neck pitch probably going to be harder if we don't put the stuff back because he's going to be on our ass this evening.
I feel like we should discuss this while watching the warehouse forum meeting.
Let's. Well, I guess we're waiting for that journal to be done copied, but yeah.
It probably would have been done pretty early into this conversation.
Okay.
Honestly.
Let's go back to the warehouse. I'm going to disguise myself as we go.
Okay.
I am going to be someone else. I'm going to be a half-orc dude in like a ratty armor, basically.
Okay. Just kind of like low-level security looking guy.
Yeah. Not affiliated with anyone, just kind of a guy who probably just got off work or something.
I feel like I'm really noticeable. Should I be doing this?
Maybe as a creature of some
It
kind.
could be a pony.
Are ponies common?
There's horses here.
You could be my half-orc pet pony.
Nah, she should just be like a poodle or a purse dog and just carry around.
Dude, I've had so many plans in the past where I wanted Lauren to be a purse dog.
Why haven't you pitched?
Because it's never quite worked out. There was one I had with Amelia where you could go behind the hotel desk and you could be a purse dog and knock all the stuff over. Anyway.
You know. So I've had a past campaign where I played a character that just basically turned into dogs, and he did spend time as a purse dog for one of the other characters, and it's great until absolutely anything happens, and then you just suddenly stop being a dog because you took damage.
Oh, just the low hit points.
Yeah.
Well, someday
That's
we'll find an excuse for Lauren to be a purse dog.
And no matter what, the DM usually doesn't agree that a Yorkie has the same amount of hit points as a Mastiff.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So at least one hit dice less.
All right, so we scope out the place. I'd say like early evening. That's when we probably need to make the decision.
Yeah, we can give it at least a couple hours here.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess whoever's heading this, perception with advantage.
I have a +9. I'll do it.
I think I will be off. We should probably be as stealthy as we can in this area. So I'll just be kind of other side of the
My
block.
dice landed on this side, so I'm gonna
Reroll
it again.
We call that cacked.
All right, 16 + 9.
60 plus 9, 25. That's good.
That's a good roll.
And you guys wanted to stay hidden somewhere?
I can stay hidden in plain sight, so I'll probably just be like, I don't know, sitting in an alley, or I guess standing in an alley, like smoking or something like that across the street from the warehouse.
Am I your dog or your horse?
You can be my dog if you want.
I feel like dog is a little less.
A little less
Sussy.
noticeable, sure.
Trying to do a big old bulldog.
Yeah.
I'll feed
Just
you like
slobber it
leftover deep dish pizza.
Am I rolling a stealth for that?
No, I don't
No.
think the dog needs to roll stealth. Just,
Okay.
where is the rest of the party doing? Just kind of tucking themselves away in the area, trying to hide?
I'll probably be like, we could be within 120 feet, like in a building or something, because the message works.
Okay.
Distance.
I don't know that the stealth check is really necessary. Over the course of this 2-hour period of keeping watch, with a 25, you are quite certain that nobody's going in or out of that building. You see people milling about the properties around it, but nobody's fucking with that one.
Okay.
So am I sneaking it back?
5:30 at this point, or 5 o'clock, I should say, not 5:30.
I think. I guess nothing has changed. Is it? If we feel like we can undo our damage and leave things as they were, my vote is still give the stuff back and see how much time we can buy. If we,
Well, I gotta poop.
yeah, So you get what I'm saying.
I was gonna say I just gotta put Burberry in my bag of holding.
Oh, dibs on the bottom. It's not bags of holding work.
And while they do that, me, John, and Barnaby are probably going to stay here and keep the building scoped, I guess. Because I don't think this is a multi-person job to return the stuff.
Let's check it out.
More scope building.
Honestly, it probably makes more sense that they're gonna like come in the middle of the night since this place is abandoned. I don't see them coming during the broad daylight.
Sure. Okay.
Fight.
I know.
So, Aloran and Burberry will head back towards Ozzy's to return their stolen goods. So, heading in that direction, when you guys get close, you guys want to set up your little secret bag animal transformation situation.
Yeah.
This is so weird. So Burberry clambers into the bag.
Put a corpse in it for once. Yay!
Burberry clambers into the bag. Aloran puts the bag on and then transforms into a spider.
And then goes up to the same.
Yeah, Burberry. There's a moment where there's like a tiny little bit of like evening light, as the sun's just starting to set, kind of just slipping through, the gap between the lid and the inside of the bag. And then
I have a query.
Yeah.
Does the bag move around as the Lord moves around?
You don't feel anything inside the bag.
Okay. I was ready. I was like, am I going to get bag sick?
No, you don't feel anything inside the bag, and just a second later, it goes completely dark. The light vanishes, and it's almost like the lid of the bag is just completely, like the bag has sealed itself, right? It's just this space that you are now inhabiting in total darkness.
I want a comic panel that's just darkness, and you see a word bubble that says, oh, inside her now, or I'm a part of her now, and the other one goes, stop.
Can you search inside the bag of holding for my items and stuff?
Yeah, Burberry would be able to see all that other stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god, you get to see a giant. Oh wait, no, I got rid of the giant dildo.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So Spider-Lauren climbs up the side of that building, back into the cracked window that you crawled out of, into that office. Okay. So, returning to the scene of your crime,
This man totally lied. He's so following this.
the office does not look any different than it did earlier this afternoon,
Okay.
aside from the lighting, which is now nearing sunset.
Well, we're gonna do what we talked about. Put everything back. Use the chime. Burberry fix the desk.
Okay, sure. So,
So are we literally putting all the banknotes, or are we doing the one on top thing?
I think we're just gonna put them all back. I mean, we're putting back all the gold too. So
okay. So you put all of the goodies back where you found them. You put the ledger back into the drawer, which is a little bent, it looks like. The lock does not quite work after you kind of pried it open. But Burberry, with mending, is probably able to make some adjustments to that and kind of get it back into functional order. Although lacking the key, you are not necessarily able to just slide it back into place. It is kind of bumping up against the lock mechanism of the desk.
so it's still broken.
It's not broken. It's not closed and locked. It's slightly ajar, and the lock is extended because it's fixed, but it's not.
Could have Burberry have fixed it when it was already closed, so it would just be locked again.
How would you close it?
Close it initially. Or you're saying we couldn't even close it beforehand?
Yeah, it wouldn't close all the way beforehand because it's like ajar. So it's currently sitting slightly open. It's like someone forgot
Alright, so
to
we
turn
just
the
take
key and just
everything
close
back
it.
out. I didn't close the safe yet. This was a bust.
Why
Because
is this a button?
because the door, it's obviously open and it was locked and closed before he came in, so he's gonna know someone tampered with his desk.
I mean, but
So-
if everything's still there? And he might think they failed.
I don't know. I'm just saying, the one thing that had the ledger is unlocked and open. Yes, the ledger's there, but that doesn't mean someone couldn't have copied it like we did and put it back. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying we can't fix it with the door closed because the door won't close. That's the...
Correct.
Yeah, so the desk door will be open.
Okay, query. Because that's how I ask things now, query.
Question, DM.
Yes, quite. So is it like the hinge of the drawer that's busted?
No, so it would have been the lock itself would have been damaged initially by the prying, right? So you got that fixed. It's back, lined up where it should be. But it's open. The lock was never undone necessarily. It was just pried down out of place so that you could slide the drawer out. So now it's back where it should be, and it's just like it's bumping up against.
I'm curious why the drawer couldn't close all the way if the lock was broken. Because functionally for the drawer, that just means it's open. And that would mean the drawer could never have closed.
It's true.
I'm not following.
Well, I'm just saying, what mechanism would allow the drawer to come out but not go all the way back in if you did what Aloran said, which is just fix the lock once the drawer is all the way closed? I guess I just don't understand what mechanism would force the drawer to be open if the lock was broken.
Like, I could see it being that the drawer was fixed in the locked position, but the key no longer worked. Like, that would make sense to me.
Or if the lock was, stuck on and you couldn't close the drawer because the barrier was blocking it, but if you, unlocked it, then the thing that was blocking it from closing would go down.
Yeah, if you unlocked it, that would do it.
Yeah, but we broke the lock and we're fixing it, so technically we were... I think the thing is we were able to open the door because the lock broke.
Yeah, if you're jimmying it with a sword, right? You're prying.
Oh, I was breaking the lock. How I imagined it was hammering it into the lock to break it.
Oh, Jesus! Okay.
I was not prying open. I was not crowbarring the desk.
I mean, you were using a scimitar, dude. Okay, I was okay.
Fine, I could.
Okay.
I could.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to use this. It has less damage. And I rolled a nat 20.
You did roll a nat 20.
I did.
Okay, do either of you have thieves' tools, or you have the chime, right?
Yeah.
If you just want to chime it, and then...
Not really.
That feels like a pretty acceptable compromise. The thing recharges, doesn't it, or no?
No, it's 10 charges, and then it's done.
Yeah, so at this point, we've already wasted one charge on opening the safe again. And now we're going to have to waste another charge, which makes Burberry's whole thing of coming up here almost...
Well, that didn't cost us anything, thankfully.
Yeah.
No, just my pride.
Well, now I'm on plan to just take all the money and leave.
It is totally up to you guys, genuinely. I whatever you do, decide is fine by me.
I mean, couldn't we just leave the drawer unlocked? I mean, he might assume that he forgot to lock it.
It's an option.
Can I try and... Can I try and jimmy the locked, with my manifold keys?
Wait, don't you have that key that can open anything?
Oh, I have mystery keys!
But it's a 2% chance or something? I don't remember.
I think it's a 5% chance.
Can I try and use my mystery keys to lock a lock?
Sure, okay.
There's no way this is gonna work. Wait,
What's a mystery?
If it's
a mystery key.
If it's cat rolling, can we make it a nat 1 that does what we want?
5% chance of unlocking. So yeah, a 1 to a 5 on the percentile dice. Or I guess it would be a nat 1 on a d20. Yeah, go for it.
Alright. Hold on. I'm really good at rolling now.
Come on, Cat. Do what you were made to do.
Okay.
These do you have?
I'm checking. Because I'm gonna grab however many. However many dice it takes. I think I bought like. I bought far more than I should have. Not that much.
This is the goofiest shit.
Nope, that's roll.
Wait, they sure are taking a while.
Hold on. Don't tell me 0, 0. I know I bought these things because it was dumb and it was funny.
I genuinely don't remember how many you bought.
No idea. I knew you bought a lot though.
This is the same place that Barnaby bought the fucking mug,
Oh,
right?
it says it was under magic items. Okay. I bought 4 of them.
Okay. So you have 4 shots to roll a nat 1. Make it happen.
Well, hey, you know
Just
what? On the upside, if it doesn't work, I still get to keep them. Because they
Yeah.
only disappear if they work.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's the land of 6s.
Damn.
It's okay.
None of my mystery keys.
It was a fun idea.
It was a fun idea. You know, I am extremely disappointed in you in particular.
Okay, so the original idea was Jimmy with a manacle key, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
I'm gonna augment myself for this dex check. Yeah. I'm gonna have to upcast, but I'll do it. Which is good, because that would have been bad. Okay, dex check.
There's the double one.
Just straight dex. Not
Breaks the lock again.
Just dex, yeah. You're not proficient with these tools, right?
no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just dex.
Okay, so that's 17.
17. All right. It's
just locked, barely.
yeah. It doesn't feel great, but you do manage to get the lock down just enough with this other key that you can slide the door, kind of like force it back into place and like wedge it up. There's maybe like a couple like dings and scrapes in the wood next to it, but it's like whatever, it's fine.
But you
It's
can
in.
do mending,
Yeah.
right?
It's in. It's fixed. All right, so the door's back in place. Safe is closed. Everything is back where it was.
Oh, while this is happening, I'm like standing by the door making sure nobody's
Game perception check.
coming. 16 plus 9.
25. You would hear a door open in the hallway and hear footsteps receding towards the stairwell at the far end of the hall. That's it.
Okay. Time to go, bird. Back in the bag.
All right, back in the bag. Back on the wall.
Back into the darkness.
Back into the darkness.
Don't worry about doing inventory on your bag after we leave.
Burberry's organizing.
Things
and
are
yeah,
organized. It's just full of weed. Oh, you're probably being assaulted by the smell.
it's skunky in there. But yeah,
All I'm hearing is a good time. No, you're
Everyone
not,
said
you're not doing
Burberry
that.
crawls out of the bag with a fucking blunt in his mouth.
Yeah. The lower half of Burberry's smoking.
No, you just like Burberry gets pulled out of the bag and Burr has the manacles both on. Like,
So,
What happened?
it's the only way
reverse hype accomplished.
I did what I had to do.
Oh, you didn't let him smoke the weed, did you?
I tried very hard. Did you ever hold it with your toes?
Hold it with my toes? I got webbing between my toes, so no.
Ugh.
Well, that sounds like your problem. You know, I remember when I didn't have toes. This is great. Not as good of a toe.
Back at the warehouse, nothing continues to happen.
Okay.
So, Alora and River, you will reconnoiter with the rest of the party after an hour and some change.
Welcome back. I take it was a success.
Oh, it was a big success. It went well.
Good to see. Well, nothing to report here. I think we are just staking it out tonight.
All right. You guys just want to hang out in this alleyway for the rest of the night?
At least for a few hours.
Sure. All right.
We'll
Give me another
take it.
perception
We'll
check.
take it every few hours.
Anybody want to assist my perception?
You can have my assistance.
There you go.
All right. First roll's a 17. Second roll's a 6. So 17 plus 9.
Okay.
So 26.
Nothing continues to happen.
Cool. We'll do it for another 2 hours. Who wants to assist me? We're just
I'll
gonna force
assist this
Jacob.
time.
Ooh, that one's the first roll. Second roll is an 18.
18 plus.
No, 18.
18 total.
18.
Nothing continues to happen.
Cool, I'll do it again. Who wants to assist?
Past dinner. It is dark out. There is nobody on this street. You can see the street lamps on the main streets at either end of this side street lighting up.
But this is like a shady thing. I think they're going to come late at night if they're going to come.
That would be my thought.
So,
Keep going, sure.
all right. Who wants to assist me?
I mean, I can keep assisting. There's no
Okay, cool.
penalty. Oh.
And a 15. Okay, cool. I'll keep rolling.
It's past midnight now, and nothing has happened.
Oh, 19 plus 9. I've rolled 3. I've rolled not 1.
It's 2 a.m. and nothing has happened.
In the past 6 rolls, I've rolled 3 not 1s. So thank you for the advantage. All right, cool. I'll go again.
It's 2 a.m. Are you guys staying out?
I got an 18 plus 9.
This will
Cool.
be the last one.
4 a.m.
Oh, whatever.
Nothing
Okay.
happened.
I go find Adler at the bar. I'm pretty sure he's still.
It's 4 a.m. He's probably unconscious in his room.
Okay, I'm gonna go wake his ass up. The stream.
No.
Yes.
Oh. Get off of me.
Yeah, we're going back to our rooms, I guess.
I will be going to a different. I'm gonna stay at an inn tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I can get some con checks from the party, because you guys are staying late. Or save, I guess.
14.
14. Cool.
Uh,
11.
unnatural 20.
I assume Barnaby and John are probably going to pass.
It's a high chance.
Yeah.
Safe bet. Con save? Nope. Well, the 3 of you passed. So no exhaustion.
Cool.
But yeah, 4 a.m., head back to your rooms.
Con
Con
save,
save, yeah.
right? Sorry. I forgot where my con's at on my freaking sheet. That would be a 17.
Yeah, that's a pass. So, no exhaustion, but tired. Burberry's going to rent a room at an inn. And are you guys staying at an inn, or are you guys heading back to Presidium?
I'm gonna sleep on Adler's chair with Adler and Dodo.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
You're
crash
gonna
on the
crash in his room.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe steal a pillow. Oh no, I'll steal his pillow and his blanket from him, and then curl up on the ground.
That's hostile. Anybody else got any alternate plans to the Presidium?
Is it how long a walk is the Presidium from this place where we were chilling at?
A little under an hour.
I will also get a nearby inn.
Okay.
I will just continue to be this orc dude for a while.
Cool. All right. So, at various inns around town, you guys turn in for the night. Start a long rest. Wake up late the next morning. Alive and unmolested.
I love being unmolested. It's my favorite.
I haven't used that one in a long time, all right?
I stand by my statement.
So it is now the 32nd, late morning. I don't know, we will probably call that our stopping place because it is midnight for y'all.
Okay.
So you guys made contact with Kioriyn. Good job. You robbed him and then unrobbed him, and
So
y'all
basically,
found a
the
warehouse
question
with
was net zero.
some evidence inside. So yeah, good job.
Alrighty.
So everybody taking RP points. Who gets the MVP?
Lauren.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Does anybody need inspiration? Because I still got mine and a full 3.
I just got mine back up.
I also just got mine again.
Same.
Yeah, find a way to use our inspiration, guys.
There hasn't been anything for John to use it on.
More than 5 sentences in a row.
I mean, Clark is right. If we got into combat, that would be an opportunity to use it.
This is true.
John's still just sitting there twiddling his thumbs.
Poor John. Well, it sounds like you guys have a plan of some kind.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't know what plan you're hearing.
Breaking out this fucking warehouse until something happens.
That's not a plan.
Yeah.
We actually know where Amelia is today, and it's not this fucking warehouse.
That's true.
I'm actually planning on like clairvoyancing in that office.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can listen in on one of those meetings.
That'd be cool. Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream. Good game, folks.
GG.
Okay. Actually, that reminds me, I need to write down that I don't forget to refill my ring of spells before I can finish this long run.
That's probably a good use of your remaining spell slots.
Yes. Unfortunately, I can't refill it with Dimension Door, but that's okay.
Just fill it with silver barbs.
Someday I'll put a counter spell in there.
I'm playing with a bard in my other campaign, and I've been having so much fun with silvery barbs to the point that the DM's like, I just want to hit him at least once. This one does cool shit.
I took silvery barbs and I told Plet, if this is ever a problem, take it away from me because I don't want this to just be me, the silvery barbs person the whole game.
Well,
I mean, I'm doing it in David's campaign, so I'm not really in any place to fucking talk.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that that's kind of like my character's build because she's not very combat heavy, and she's mostly a supporting kind of person. So, like, it's a lot of silvery barbs and vicious mockery, which also imposes disadvantage.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the
like
world
the
of the bard.
That's the great clerics thing. Is like, hey, you crit? No, you didn't.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually looking forward. I'm going to try a bard lock for this build.
Ooh,
That's cool.
that
So
would be
she's
cool.
actually kind of like, she plays the water phone, so she has like eerie ghost vibes going.
Nice.
Okay. I'm down for that.
That is cool.
Cool. Well, I'm good to run next week. I don't think we have anything standing in the way necessarily, do we? Or am I crazy?
I'm good for next week.
So session 71 on the 18th.
The D&D dry spell has ended.
We're
Yeah,
back.
my other campaign also took a 2-week break, so it's just like, what is gonna
What do
happen
I
with
do with this time?
We're back.
Also, as a side note, because I'm kind of like sketching it out with my lack of pressure, but there's gonna be like one marked difference between the primary and the secondary Burberry outfits, which is primary outfits. He's kind of bulky, but the secondary one he didn't bother with all the extra padding, so he actually looks like live.
Interesting.
Okay.
That'd be cool. Wait, did Burberry not have toes once? That was such a weird comment, and I wanted to call it out, but I'm like, well, we're at the end of the session.
What? So like, I designed him, and it's if you ask him about it, the answer is he did have toes before, but they weren't quite as separated. Like they were closer to a Lauren, where she has like the web fingers, so they can act independently of each other, but they're not like there wasn't a lot of space between them.
I see. Because, yeah, when you said that, I was like, do Dragonborn have hooves or something? Do I not know something about these creatures?
Well, it was one of those things because not to show my hand too hard here or anything, but I was like, well, I need to make the Dragonborn design for Burberry different enough that like he would freak out whenever he turned into a kobold, but similar enough that it was still kind of vaguely in the same wheelhouse.
I gotcha.
So I messed around with proportions a little bit.
Okay, that's cool.
Actually, I think didn't I send you sketches of his feet at some point?
I mean, I've seen the kobold feet. Oh, maybe you sent me a limb once. I don't remember. It would have been a long time ago.
Yeah, or something like that.
I've long forgotten.
But yeah, it's and some like people can do it too. Like so, I can pick up stuff with my toes, but it's not something everyone can do. Like
I can do that.
I can do that too.
hey,
I don't know if I could pick something up with my toes.
because it's not something you often do.
It's not.
Like
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, they.
but yeah, Burberry's toes are much more defined as a kobold.
Is he gonna miss them when we turn him back into a Dragonborn?
It's funny. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to like the balance is a little funky. I do miss having a thumb though.
Wait, Dragonborns don't have thumbs?
No. On the feet.
Oh, it's like a bird thing?
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, that would make picking things up with your feet way easier.
Uh-huh.
It's almost monkey-like.
Well, in his case, like this is amusing because this could actually be a conversation because he's like, well, it's more like this, but like it'd be the equivalent of having like the 4 fingers with no thumb versus having like half fingers and
Right.
a thumb.
The thumb adds a lot.
You can grip stuff and you can like you can't like fully pick it up with your foot with your thumb thing. It doesn't go all the way around, but
Right.
it does make Cassie's. It means I can like stand in tree branches and stuff, and it's a little easier.
That's true. Well, take a call there for the night then.
Okay. We've talked about Burberry's toes.
Oh,
The session is
right.
over.
He can't actually pick stuff up. I specifically wrote a comment in here that says cannot pick things up.
As a dragonborn or as a kobold?
Yeah. Thanks, Pesby.
Yes.
Yes,
Nice.
you just can't.
Yes, no touching with fear, no picking with feet.
No, just picking stuff up in
Fair.
general, you just can't do.
Yeah, I'm so used to being stacked on top of myself that bending over feels weird.
Burberry, could you hand me that bag I dropped? No, I can't.
No, he can't. He just does it with his tail.
The one appendage that works.
That's the modal limb.
All right, guys. Good game.
I'm gonna
GG.
See you in a week. Bye-bye.
See you then.